Hi there. Happy Friday. A bit wet outside at the moment, but hope you've had a good day and it's the end of the week. So, tonight's question: what would you put in your top 3 most important things? So, would it be meeting up with friends? Or maybe it might be being able to play all day on your favourite computer game, maybe even the soon-to-be released PS5. Or maybe, this will be mine, it's just getting back to normal life. What is really important to you? What is really important to me? That's the question. So, we're continuing the travels of Apostle Paul in the book of Acts in the Bible, and he's been on a few trips around Greece and Turkey, and he's now back in Israel, and things are definitely hotting up for him. Opposition is growing. If you were listening on Wednesday, you'll have heard about the plot to kill him. There are kind of three groups of players in this drama. There's Paul himself, Apostle Paul himself, who has his allies. There's the Jewish kind of establishment who want him dead because he's a threat. And then there's the Roman police and legal system who are kind of in the middle. And it's interesting to watch how the drama unfolds. We've reached a place where the Jewish team are so furious with Paul's preaching that they plot to murder him. They make up a fictitious plan saying that for more information needed on the case, he should get transferred to the Roman capital, Caesarea, with the secret reason that they plan to ambush and murder him on the way. One of Paul's family gets wind of it and tells the Roman police, who accompany him to Caesarea with a kind of G4S security to protect him. As Anna mentioned, the Roman commander has also written an official letter to the governor, the next guy up the hierarchy, whose name is Felix, Governor Felix, in support of him, in support of Paul. And chapter 24, the one before tonight's one, records that trial. It basically ends with his Roman governor kind of bottling out for fear of an uprising. So Paul gets kept for another 2 years, just a couple of years in prison there till the next governor comes along, passing the buck really. So the new governor is called Festus, and now Paul gets the chance to put his case before him. He's accused of being a troublemaker, stirring up riots, abusing the sacred temple in Jerusalem. There's a fair bit of action here. Over to Nick.
3 days after arriving in the province, Governor Festus went up from Caesarea to Jerusalem, where the chief priests and the Jewish leaders appeared before him and presented the charges against Paul. They requested Festus, as a favour to them, to have Paul transferred to Jerusalem, for they were preparing an ambush to kill him along the way. Festus answered, "Well, Paul is being held at Caesarea, and I myself am going there soon. Let some of your leaders come with me, and if the man has done anything wrong, they can press charges against him there." After spending 8 or 10 days with them, Festus went down to Caesarea. The next day, he convened the court and ordered that Paul be brought before him. When Paul came in, the Jews who had come down from Jerusalem stood around him. They brought many serious charges against him, but they could not prove them. Then Paul made his defense. "I have done nothing wrong against the Jewish law, or against the temple, or against Caesar." Well, Festus, wanting to do the Jews a favour, said to Paul, "Are you willing to go up to Jerusalem and stand trial before me there on these charges?" Paul answered, "I am now standing before Caesar's court, where I ought to be tried. I have not done anything wrong to the Jews, as you yourself know very well. If, however, I am guilty of doing anything deserving death, I do not refuse to die. But if the charges brought against me by these Jews are not true, no one has the right to hand me over to them. I appeal to Caesar." After Festus had conferred with his council, he declared, "You have appealed to Caesar. To Caesar you will go."
And Caesar is in Rome. It's a long journey away, and definitely it's not going to be a 3-hour flight or even a luxury cruise ship. So Paul is not giving in. Something here is really important to him. Here's a thought. Here is a thought. Why is this recorded for us to read so many years after it's written? I often think that Acts, I don't know if you've listened to many of these Well in the Wilderness things, but going through the book of Acts is really quite an adventure. And I often think it would make a great film. But is that all it is? Is it just there for our entertainment? And I think probably the answer to that is it's not. So it's a good question to ask of any part of the Bible. But I think that especially struck me here. Why was this written down for us? And the answer I came up with is it shows me how important it was to Paul that people get the chance to hear the good news of Jesus. We thought about what's most important to us at the moment. Friends, meeting up, computer games, getting back to normal. For Paul, people hearing about Jesus was absolutely top priority for him. So much that he was prepared to stand up to these authorities, forego his freedom, challenge the false charges that were being made against him. And it was indeed a matter of life and death. And as I read it, I think, would I have gone anything like as far as this in the face of such opposition in a 21st century version of it? And life for us in Knowle here seems about as far as you could get from the life of a Roman citizen in AD 50-ish, and the things that come against us may be totally different. But God is the same, back then and now. And the message that we can be in a relationship with him forever, because of Jesus, is as important now as it was then. So what is really important to us and to me? I ask myself that question, and I hope I've got a good answer. So there we are. That's it for tonight. Have a great Saturday, and we'll see you tomorrow at 8. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.